Stand to McWhorrs, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. That last time, oh boy, we ran into Lady Electo's catapult again. I think that's the third time we've actually seen it in this sort of generation of RogueTech. We've run into it at least once with Apollo's Vipers, and I believe once before in this particular campaign. And thanks to a whole bunch of electronic warfare kit, it ended up being a lot bigger problem than we otherwise thought it would be. It managed to completely maul our Shadowhawk and very badly damage our Phoenix Hawk. So if your name had a hawk in it, you're probably not feeling all that good. So we've moved a little bit. We've traveled several systems on in order to try and hopefully, recover a little bit and also give our mechs time to rebuild. But that does mean we're getting a little bit low on cash. And so, eviction. The local government manufacturing facility on Giverny is an illegal intrusion into our territory and a cover for military personnel and units. Our efforts to resolve this through diplomatic channels have been rebuffed, and so we're turning to a military solution. The facility must be destroyed. That sort of started Irish and then melted into Russian, but I like the Russian a little bit more. Anyway, this will be a 0 of 1 priority salvage. Yes, for once we're actually having to take just the money on this one. 1,034,600 sea-bills and a single and a half skulls. We are going to be dropping the full 8 lands, but it's going to be a little bit different than usual since the Shadowhawk is still being repaired. What they did to that mech was criminal. Alright, so we have dropped down here to destroy this base, and so the team is as follows. I hope everybody's not stuck, because that would be bad. Anyway, the team is as follows. We, of course, have Paladin in the Shadehawk. The Shadehawk is a highly modified old Shadowhawk. We got rid of all of the lasers, and he has but a single Gauss rifle from Blackwell. It will deal 70 damage. He also has a breaching targeting computer in the head, which will hopefully allow him to just nail targets. We did not go with the Gauss rifle targeting computer because as much as the +3 Gauss rifle accuracy would have been awesome, I really want to save that for a heavier medium that can pack like 2 Gauss rifles onto him, or probably it's going to end up having to be an assault. Anyway, Jester is in the Burner Boy. So we brought the Burner Boy finally. It is our Omni-Mech Firestarter, and it is right in here. It is equipped, as you can see, with 8 flamers and a tag, just for a little bit of extra fun. Hopefully this thing will help us cut through the entirety of the enemy composition. This is probably not exactly the best biome in order to begin this mission on his adventures on, because he's designed to add on heat, and this is a polar biome. Then we have Paradox in the Wolverine. Nothing changed on it. Nothing needed to change on it. It was solid, it was reliable, and it didn't actually run out of ammo, which was something of a surprise to me. Howl is in the Gladiator, and the Gladiator, like the Wolverine, required no alterations. It did amazingly in the battle, even when it couldn't use its MMLs. The twin snub-nose PPCs is a fantastic combination of weapon systems to put on this thing, and it was able to beat the crap out of everything. Basically, towards a certain part of the turn, it became, is Howl up and ready to go with the PPCs? No? Okay, probably not going to do much. Mockingbird is back in the Hachi, not that she needed to be. The hammer's in good condition, but hey, we wanted to bust the Hachi out. We've patched the Hachi exactly how it used to be, so twin SRM6 with Artemis 4 ammunition, because it's pretty solid and reliable so long as we don't run into AMS. Coach is bringing the Usagi. The Usagi I desperately need to change. I did actually pull the ER medium laser off of it in order to change a couple of other things, so it is packing only the Pirate Light PPC. It's not good, I'm going to be completely honest. There is something I've got to do to rip this thing apart and tear it to pieces, but I kind of want to keep the land gear on it. I'm not quite sure how this is going to end up shaking out. Death Crusade in the Tanbo, as usual. Nothing got terribly damaged onto it. It's a fantastic little mech. Discount tenor, has 4 medium lasers and attack. And then finally Finn in the Kitsutsuki. The Kitsutsuki, of course, is armed with a rotary 2 autocannon. This thing has been in building and repairs for so long, and we finally get to use it. Hopefully, I'm really hoping he's not stuck up there, because he has all the anti-recoil gear. We brought with him an upper recoil actuator on his arm, which gives him accuracy and recoil dampening. And then we came over here and threw on a recoil targeting computer, and then also Paradox is a sufficient level with his, or not Paradox, Finn is a sufficient level with his Gunnery 6 to automatically get rid of 1 recoil, so that should be 4-ish recoil taken care of. Unfortunately, I've been told there is a flat jam chance on this gun anyway, which kind of sucks, but we're going to find out exactly what we can get done with it. Okay, now that introductions are out of the way, let's see if we can actually get off this mountain. Some of us can, so there's that working for us. We're just spinning this around as we head down towards the enemy, although it looks like the local garrison is something we might be able to handle first. Let's get the Wolverine also moving forward. Wolverine does not appear stuck either. Good, lovely, happy to see it. Really, the one that I'm worried about is you. And can the Kitsutsuki can get off the mountain. So by the way, Kitsutsuki means woodpecker. At least according to Jed. Jed is the Japanese English dictionary that I normally rely on. I've relied on it since I started learning Japanese back in university, and I couldn't actually find it when I just looked on like normal internets. But Jed and the normal internet translation do not agree on what woodpecker is, so I'm just going to go with Jed because it's normally right. Alright, Burna Boy is going to rush on forward as fast as it can. We need to get up close and personal with the enemy and light them all on fire. The Usagi can fly! And look, the Usagi is flying and generating no heat. How amazing is that? Just bouncing on forward, fully up front and ready to rock. Oh, you'll also notice a significantly more number of rings this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ECM rings. We learned our lesson last time. Also, Shadehawk can also jump a massive distance as well, thanks in part to his 6 jump jets. Now he can still sprint a little bit further, but hey, who's counting all of that? A whole bunch of things just happened, and that has me very, very concerned. I heard lots of pinging, which tells me lots of people sort of sat still on their turn. That could end really, really badly. The fun thing about the Tombo is not the Tombo, but the Kitsutsuki is it means it's going to be able to sit at maximum range and just continue to rapid fire shots into people. I really kind of wanted to put a ballistic targeting computer onto it, but I don't think I have one, and the recoil was the bigger thinking in my mind. I was under the impression that recoil was the only way that it was actually going to jam. I have been told that is not correct. I'm going to actually double check that at some point just to, double check that. Because if it's not the case and we have the recoil taken care of, he can fire 4 shots for free. But if there is a flat jam chance on top of that, then that's not nearly as cool because you can't actually do that because reasons that are boring and dumb and I don't like them. But I would probably be submitting a thing about autocannons to the developers later on. I have promised to actually write something up for them because I think autocannons right now are in a terrible state, and one of the problems is flat jam chances, also jam chances on normal autocannons, which is beyond dumb as rocks. If you actually want to add that feature in, you should probably add in the additional rapid fire autocannon rules, which allow them to fire like ultra autocannons. Just saying. Although that does take the teeth out of ultra autocannons quite a bit. Because eventually your pilots are going to be good enough, it doesn't matter. But hey, who's counting? I will keep my pet peeves to myself for now. Or, hop on the Discord and you can join me as we talk about our pet peeves on occasion. We tend to go a little bit like kid gloves when it comes to talking about certain things, just because we don't want to offend anybody. But hey, we have things in mind. We've got a Raven 3M off of the distance. I'm not all that worried so far about it. That is the version with, I believe, an MRM-10 or some sort of missile launchers. It's the missile Raven, more or less. But it is the only thing we have on site right now. We will hopefully jam the ever-living crap out of him and then annihilate him with heavy firepower. But it being a Raven means he's probably got electronic countermeasure to a fairly significant degree. Tombo's going to rush on forward, get a little bit more information. We have an Uzil. Oh, I like Uzils too. I'm not going to be able to get any part to it. Although and a rifle position. Wait. Are we talking like normal rifles from the gun or rifles as an infantry? Anyway, Uzils are going to be trivially easy to kill. They have XL engines. They have round sides. It is quite easy to get around to their side and wipe them out, although they tend to carry a fairly significant amount of gear. Gotta give them credit for that. They're packing real good stuff. I mean, normally it's twin PPCs, but it could be any number of things depending on the variant. I'm not quite familiar with the specific variants of Uzils, but hey, that's what we've got in mind. Oh, it's a flying Uzil, although Uzils should have jump jets. And yep, he is the standard twin PPC with, it should be an LRM 5, or is it an SRM 6 on the roof? I forget which. In any event, he's already on fire, so if I can get the Burna Boy anywhere near him, we can have a good time. Speaking of people about to have a good time, if the Shadehawk can actually see something, I'm not going to send him up against a cannon, not just anyway. Jump! He does not care for temperatures. Why? Because, wow, that's a 16%. Shoot anyway! Okay, not exactly. You missed by -4%. I have to agree. Come on, what was that? -4%? We should have hit. Apparently wormholes have opened up. What have we identified off of the corner? It is a... Was it a P? It's a panther. Alright, it's Tanaka's panther. I'm not familiar with that. Shouldn't be running into any elite special pilots. I don't have them on. So I am a little concerned about seeing it as a Panther 9R and then named Tanaka afterwards, which makes me think that might be a hero of some description, because that would be dangerous and I didn't sign up for that. How far can you run versus how far can you jump? You can't jump nearly as far as, well, not nearly as far as you can run. You can't do it. But we are going to rush on forward because I'd like to get the Burna Boy on top of somebody. Another target identified. We are dealing with a Vedette NETC. Not familiar with that one, but I am familiar with Vedettes. Normally they have the AC5s. Although we run into AC2 Vedettes fairly frequently, I've noticed. All right, please tell me none of you have long-range missiles. Is that a helicopter? Looks like a helicopter. Yeah, that's a helicopter. So we got a VTOL that we got to worry about. The Burner Boy getting shelled a little bit, but not able to connect unless those happen to be Thunder LRMs or fast cams. Basically mine-laying long-range missiles. It's a rather terrifying device that we try to avoid. Ooh, we have a shot from back here. I think I might end up taking it unless that. The recoil is not worth it. Snubnose PPCs generate 2 recoil. We do have recoil reducing gear on the arms of the Gladiator, and what's her name? Sorry, Howl has also the recoil reduction skill, I believe. So actually, we could just blaze away all we wanted, but I'm not going to. I don't want to waste the time. Also, potentially the heat, although it shouldn't build any heat. This is a fairly chill mech, even before we drop it into the middle of an icicle. So that should be under control. More fire incoming on the Hachi. Lots of fire incoming on the Hachi. Not a single connection because we are just jamming the bejesus out of everything. And the Lance is moving at a fairly consistent speed. What are you? A Griffin? Okay, a Griffin with a lot of missiles and a Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jackets tend to be equipped with things that I really, really don't want to deal with. Like mines. Oh no, Inferno. 28 heat just got dealt to him. And he's feeling a tad unsettled because heat is something that really scares pilots. And we've got a Pirate Ignis, more shell fire coming down to the Wolverine because they've actually seen it. Wasn't able to connect at all, so we have that much going for us. But we do want to wipe out this VTOL fairly soon. A Death Crusade, the Tombo. Can start to engage, but that would reveal me to the rifle position. I kind of wanted to kill that Uziel just right off the bat, but we're not going to risk it. We're instead going to rush on forward. And is there a position I can move that'll guard me a little bit? We'll get eyes on the base. All right, so we have identified the Yellow Jacket. Accuracy is not great. We have the rifle position off there in the distance. Who cares? The Griffin could be dangerous, and the Pirate Ignis, I believe, is too far in order to actually have an effect on this battle. So we'll fire everything we got into the Yellow Jacket. I don't think we managed to tag it, unfortunately, which would have made our lives significantly easier. But we will see if we can't find out what sort of combination of fire we need to dish into him. So we'll rush on over here, utilizing our electronic countermeasure. Our SRMs will have to do, and we will fire everything we've got. Somebody's packing AMS, right? Is that what we're looking at? Oh yeah, so the rifle position is apparently equipped with some form of anti-missile defense system, so it's going to be down to cannons. Luckily we brought some. We brought a lot of them actually. Fire! We did manage to hit him with one of the AC-5 shells, so that's doing okay. Jester, in the Burner Boy, probably has one goal and one goal only, and that's going to be to sprint right on top of him here. Although I don't want to be too exposed. That seems to do, although not quite minimum range. Can I get to it? No, I want to stay behind cover just a little bit, and if that means sacrificing a bit of accuracy, I'm okay with that. I don't actually know how hot you are, but we're about to find out. Open fire. That was a lot of misses. We still hit it with a 43 heat. Oh my god, this thing is amazing. And also because he's overheating, he takes even more damage. At least that's the hope. So he is now having to go, and he is now very much on fire. He can try and shoot those PPCs, even in the Tundra. Wow, he jumped. Is he going to shoot the PPCs too? Just the missiles and machine guns. So, trying to get his temperature under control. He has failed, and the mech is no longer online. The Shadehawk should have a beautiful shot right here. Should we aim for the head? It's a 10% chance. Aim for the head. Structure exposed, which is fine. That's perfectly alright. We are dealing with a mech that has very exposed side torsos. So if we start burning through a side torso, that'll make our lives a lot easier. Gonna bounce on back, be a little bit defensive with it. After all, the Phoenix Hawk, before it became the Shadehawk, was suffering a little bit for the amount of damage it took. The trails, I gotta upgrade my drivers. I said that last time, but you know what? It still needs to be done, I think. Raven coming on over in order to provide a little bit of electronic countermeasure, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything too serious. Howl can also get on in for the show. I think Howl will move to handle this along with the Burner Boy. Oh yeah, he's dead. I mean, he's no longer going to live after this. And he's dead because, of course, we utilized the fact that he had an XL engine, which is a terrible idea in a frontline mech. I do not like XL engines in my frontliners. I think it's a terrifying endeavor to even attempt to do so. And you can really run into a lot of problems very, very quickly if you attempt to do that. We're going to bounce over here, provide a little bit of extra fire support, and set this second to rapid fire mode. Give me a target on you, 25%. Miss. 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 Okay, so less than good. Please tell me you didn't jam.
No love on that strike.
Doesn't look like you jammed. Okay, no, that's not you. Where is he? There he is. He's fine. Okay, so he didn't jam the gun. He's feeling still fine and nimble and aggressive. The Panther moving over to the side, firing a couple of lasers and some shots. Was not able to connect with the Gladiator. The Gladiator is far too nimble for that sort of shenanigans to occur. Alright, Fiden, it is up to you. And the Kitsutsuki is kind of designed for lots of shooting at targets. However, the Kitsutsuki also needs to not potentially be behind friendlies, because that could end very poorly. Just very, very poorly. I cannot get a shot without shooting through one of my friends. Because it's right there, and I'm not gonna do that. That's too risky even for me. Let's move the Kitsutsuki forward, and we don't want to cycle on that. A 14% with this flat jam chance that I've been told it occurs. I don't want to risk it. I am too scared to risk that until I've got some good hit opportunities. Although this guy is going to just light everybody in this ring on fire. Luckily for us, not everybody here relies too much on heat. So the Tombo does a little bit. The Usagi does absolutely, but the Usagi should be alright. Griffin bouncing around a little bit and get over fire with a large pulse laser, sorry. Wasn't able to connect at all because we are still operating at sensor ranges, so he's having a little bit of difficult times actually targeting us. So we are jamming the ever-loving bejesus out of everybody, and it's lovely. How does the enemy wish to counter-attack? I do need to start nailing these turrets because they are quite dangerous. Gladiator going to take a pair of twin rifle shots of some description. Wasn't able to connect. Probably some sort of UAC, I'm going to assume. I mean, it could just be two separate cannons, but, you know, I would like to hope it's a UAC because then there's a chance that we get the UAC on the random roll, and that would be a lot of fun. We did sell a lot of our more superfluous mechs. I believe I still have the Griffin parts, though. So I don't think it's enough to actually build the Griffin, should we actually manage to steal this Griffin entirely. But it is something that we can start working further towards. Yeah, I got rid of most of the ones that would have been just repeat hull designs, I suppose. Is the Raven moving right into the middle of my force? Has he decided to move into the middle of my unit? I think that might be a mistake. Just saying, I don't think that's a super... Oh no, it's the helicopter. Alright, so he's decided to move right into the middle of the unit. So minimal damage, but a lot of heat. And some incoming fire onto the Hachi, but the Hachi is well protected inside the blanket of electronic countermeasure. More fire onto the Tombo. Again, same problem. They're just not able to penetrate our electronic countermeasures. Down to 5, back up to 21. We are ready to rock and roll. Paradox. Paradox in the Wolverine should have a target. Should be beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous fire. Apparently, we have all of our AMS still shot down from this range. I also just realized that I may have made that more motorable than it needed to be. Yeah, that's less than ideal. Shift on over here. We've got 23, 26, 10, 51. You don't say. Let's rotary this. I don't know what happened. Hachi didn't get shot in the back. Isagi didn't get shot in the back. And you did not jam your gun. I only saw one hit on that rifle position. Is that accurate? Because he had a 50% chance to hit, and if that's accurate, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed. No, we need to shoot down this helichopper that is right in the middle of our group. If this were not a Tundra map, this would be a way bigger problem than it is right now. I need to see him. Where is he? Apparently I need to move like 6 inches to the side. What do I sprint it? Can I get a line of sight? No, it's just going to be hard to see him. Okay, I will walk then. And that will still allow me to be seen by multiple targets, but that's okay, because we're mostly relying on our ECM. Fire! Is that him? He's still not dead. Wow. This Yellow Jacket is quite survivable. We've stripped away all of his armor everywhere, which is a little disappointing because I do want to actually kill this guy before he can actually do anything to me. We got a Raven still moving in the outskirts. I just want to shoot this guy down also to make sure we can take the jamming off the board. Catch! I need you to kill him. Do you see him? You do. That's the shot I'm going to take. It is risky, but it must be done. Fire everything. There we go. Blasted him down out of the sky with a rapid fire PPC. That's 2 of the enemy units destroyed already. A Howl! Actually, no, I want to move Howl alongside with the Burna Boy. So, Mockingbird. Let's have... No, you can't touch anybody. Right now, you're being completely shut down by that. Did I see somebody over here? No, it's just you. Okay, so let's press. Let's go see exactly what it is you're trying to do, what sort of shenanigans you are attempting. We have identified the other target. It is a Vedette tank, so probably has an ultra cannon. Oh no, it just has 2 cannons, although one of them is jammed, so not quite sure what's up with that. Fire at you. Let's see if we're outside the range of that AMS. We are. Okay, good. Well, not entirely, although we were able to avoid most of his damage. So the Hachi is mostly worthless right now, which means the Shadehawk, on the other hand, can hopefully get a target in here soon. I will want to walk, just shed some of that stability problem. 32, 51, fire! Missed by 40%. Did anybody get shot in the back? Just making sure? Because it's kind of important to figure out. No, and no. Okay, we're fine. Mockingbird, we'll reserve because can't do anything. Like, it's kind of painful, actually, the fact that it doesn't have the cannon anymore. So I think I put an electronic warfare system in the Mockingbird, just in order to sort of resolve that problem. Well, not that particular problem, but to resolve the tonnage emptiness of fire everything. So several hits, and that'll be plus what? Plus 18. Not as good as we wanted. We do, of course, do much more flaming damage when we actually manage to target people who are, one, overheated, and ooh, we got another helicopter on the way. And he's going to sensor lock ping us, and we lose a little bit of our evasion, and also make it easier for the enemy to target us. Hopefully we have a little bit of a cover over here by this mountaintop, so we don't get shot so easily. But yeah, this AMS coming from this particular rifle system needs to be destroyed hopefully soon, because that AMS is starting to become a real big annoyance. We're also dealing with a dual cannon of some description. Point blank range fire, one hit managing on the Burner Boy. The Burner Boy, however, is coming for you, and you can't stop him. He's designed for anti-vehicle and anti-structure work. I'm not entirely sure how well he's going to do against the vehicles. I hear that has been somewhat patched, although I do also hear that the structure damage that he deals should still be absurd. At least that's the hope. Although I am really tempted that, should we find it, I'd like to put an arrow for our artillery piece. Hachi taking a lot of fire from that Griffin. And now, where's that Griffin going to be moving? I can't imagine he's just going to be sitting still. But we did manage to keep our evasion up high with that one. No possible connection on this back, though. Machine guns and flamers. A lot of hits. That came from the Ignis. Okay. So, a lot of machine gun fire from that. That's got to be flattened sometime soon. I can't do it just yet. Mainly because I don't have any firepower to do it. But hey, that's a complaint for another time. Hi, point blank range. Oh, wow. The AMS only got half of that. Oh, that was a lot of missing. And kind of lucky for us. That probably came from the dual cannon. I'm not entirely sure where all this fire is coming from, but there's a lot of turrets down there, so I'm going to assume it's mostly that. Oh, 20 damage, so AC2? A single AC2? That doesn't seem right at all. Alright, we have Paradox and Howl. So Paradox's Wolverine can start coming around and continue the engagement. We have the Ignis in range. It has a machine gun pirate, right. And you are somewhat vulnerable, but I really want this rifle position because it's got an AMS. So we managed to nail it twice. There's multiple layers of AMS in this location. Oh my god. Who came up with this plan? Swing on over here. Hi, buddy. You didn't move very fast or very far, so. Apparently we missed the one, but we hit with most of the others. He's been critted quite badly. Would have been really nice if we did manage to hit with that second PPC. That would have been extra fun, but that was not to be. No, not there. I'd like you to sprint. Thank you. And hopefully to get you a little bit under cover so that we have some extra ECM protection going down and we will open fire into the side of the enemy. Some decent hits on over there. Nothing too terrible. Coach, you are up and ready for action. We're going to swing Sean over here. And basically, you're going to try... Ooh, actually, I have an opportunity here that I probably shouldn't miss. And that opportunity is to continue to engage the rifle positions because we have two AMS units to wipe out, and that's going to be a real difficult thing. Could fire at the Pirate Ignis. Triple 15s probably won't kill it, but the rifle position definitely needs even more fire. Hit, hit, and triple hit. Good job. The rifle position is almost exposed and destroyed. I just need a little bit more fire. The Shadehawk could... Oh no, he damaged it. It must be sent back to normal mode, lest we risk an explosion, which would be bad. A very bad explosion that we really don't want to deal with. Okay, so we have that mostly dealt with so far. The enemy gets to respond on 19. Gonna fire at the Shadehawk with all the missiles, and actually being fairly accurate with that. The Shadehawk, however, should be nimble enough to get out of here. Yeah, don't tempt him, please. That's the one. That is the one rule we have. Fire everything because you've got shooting scoot. And it looks like not able to shoot down all of our shots, which is good. Always very happy to see that. Give them an obstructed shot to have to worry about as we shift over to the side. Ace Pilot grants us a little bit of evasion. Not a lot, but enough. And the Burner Boy. The Burner Boy will come right up close and personal, where all the fire can be delivered directly to you. Fire. And look at that, just washing over him, plus 50 heat. Oh yes. Oh yes indeed. The Shadehawk needs to continue the pressure on, what do you see? You see a Griffin and way off in the distance a light sniper turret, which probably is the source of the AC-2. You're gonna move forward and get a line of sight on that rifle position though, because that rifle position is currently making it more difficult. Fire! You hit and penetrated, however, you're not very good at causing crits to things like that. The Kitsuki does have shoot and scoot. Pirate Ignis 75, 75, and 80. Let's ratchet it up to full. That was beautiful.
Scored a critical hit.
Did the gun jam? The gun didn't jam. I love it. I like this thing. All right, we do have to move over to the side to protect ourselves a little bit.
Acknowledged.
So his gun is fine after the 6 rotary shot, which is excellent to see. Basically, we get to ignore all but 2 of that recoil there, so that helped considerably. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. By the way, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, and for some reason I forgot. I did, of course, promise to give a full urban mech support lance, and I have, of course, been a man of my word and provided. After all, we have the Hachi, which means bee, or bumble, well, not quite bumblebee, but bee, and I always think of it as bumblebee because of all the little stinging shots from the SRMs. Then we have the Usagi, which was the first of the Japanese-themed named urban mechs, which stands for bunny or rabbit, and because it flies and hops. Then Death Crusade is driving the Tanbo, which means dragonfly, which, you know, solid, reliable, and fairly cool. And then, of course, the Kitsuki, meaning woodpecker, because it has a rack, too. Oh, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I debated about whether or not to take this mission with just the urban mechs. I'm like, my Shadowhawk's out. I really kind of might need the hammer and the javelins, fires, what? It's like, no, it must be done. We have to field the entirety of an urban mecha lance as support, and we have, and it's beautiful. It's just turning out to be so wonderful. I am so very happy to field this. See what the enemy wishes to respond with. The Raven, nothing, and Bird Boy getting shot at by a couple of large lasers. However, the Bird Boy not connected and did not care. You'll notice even these people have little bits of additional protection. Shutdown override successful for how long is the question. He's not going to be able to stop the Burner Boy. The Burner Boy has already sent him over the line and does additional damage when firing at somebody who's overheated. Pirate Ignis seems to be pulling back, going to fire back with his machine guns. That'll get a little bit more heat, but just glancing off. We don't have any armor penetration, so the Ignis isn't all that dangerous just yet, but it can be. So that's a lot going down on the Usagi. Incoming fire. Most of it managed to miss, again, from sort of a scattered dual gun over there. Nothing too terrible. Ahachi getting shot at several times, also managing to avoid the fire, thanks mostly to the fact that we are jamming the ever-loving crap out of the universe. And the Tambo also getting shot at by the light sniper turret, but not connecting. So that's lovely. We don't have that rifle position dead just yet, which is kind of bugging me. The Shadehawk, you could target the rifle position, but you're not going to, because we're going to try and crit it to death. Instead, you're going to shoot at the Griffin.
Got it, Commander.
And you nailed the Griffin and got a penetrating hit, which is exactly what I was hoping for. You're then going to come over here, get in position, get some evasion, and get into the middle of a brand new sun. You, on the other hand, are going to target the rifle position because you have enough firepower to do it. Fire! Another pair of good hits on that. Oh yeah, I forgot. If he doesn't move, he can't. He doesn't have shoot and scoot. It's kind of important. It is the best ability in RogueTech. The rifle position is almost dead. Just a little bit more fire into it will probably knock it down. If I had the Shadehawk shoot it, it would have destroyed it. By the way, why is the Shadehawk named the Shadehawk, you might ask? Well, Lieutenant Shade, who happens to be a modeler for RogueTech, he's the guy who made the very first, as far as I know, the very first player-made battle mech to add it to the game. That would, of course, be the Valiant, which we had back in Ripper's Rumblers, which was an amazing 30-ton melee mech, which we had the hot knife version, so technically the model didn't actually match what we had, but it was still had a battle axe, which was cool. Fire everything? Yeah, that rifle position has us pretty much covered. Nothing got through.
Attack failed.
Yeah, we noticed. I should have punched him. So he has also been a member of our Mech HQ game, and he has indicated that he loves autocannons. While I didn't have an autocannon I could have put on it, the original intention was for me to put a, whatchamacallit, a thingamabob, a UAC-5 onto it. Unfortunately, we didn't have the UAC-5 ammo, and so that had to sort of go by the wayside. I don't think I want to shoot quite that much. I will quadruple tap. Fire. Good hits, did not kill. Probably should have fired all 6 times.
Solid connection on that one.
Is the gun still unjammed? It is, lovely. Coach, in the Usagi, this needs to be set back down to normal standard mode. Can you see the rifle position? Because I want it dead. You can, 78. You hit it and it's still not dead. Dear God.
You like that?
This thing took no critical hits and it's really bugging me.
Acknowledged.
I wanted it dead.
Ready for order.
Death Crusade and the Tonbo he will step out of his comfort zone to go after
Enemy reinforcements
Oh, come on. We have more reinforcements to deal with. This is going to be another one.
All weapons.
Okay, that's taken care of. We freed up this half of the base.
One less turret.
Yeah, this is going to be another one of those missions where we're probably getting one mission in before the end of the thing. Should I go after you? I don't think I want to. Instead, I'm just going to light you on all the fire. I don't think we missed once, and yeah, 124 heat.
That's a kill.
It is indeed. Alright, so that's been dealt with. Now we just need to move. He also has a ton of jump jets, but I will take advantage of the opportunity to sort of chill him out. We're going to move over here onto the ice, and he will chill out entirely because of the ice. And then the Gladiator can basically... Oh, both of the MMLs have jammed, which is unfortunate. But the Gladiator can get right up and close and personal, well, distant and personal, and fire everything into the back. Good hits. Sensors impaired on the Vedette. He is no longer having a very good day. Don't know where the reinforcements are yet. Don't really care. Oh, you jerk. Where are these reinforcements? Point blank range firing of a pulse laser into a Tombow led to very little damage, actually. He also fired all of his missiles. And he hot-loaded that LRM to get it done, and it broke it. So hot-loading an LRM basically arms the missiles in the tubes, and it can cause some problems quickly. The Vedette seems to be rolling back on in. Gonna double tap towards us. Machine guns as well as his twin AC-5s. Didn't manage to hurt us too badly. He did hit us with one of the cannons, which was unfortunate, but something we can manage. I'm so very much hoping the fact that this AMS does not cover the entire area, but I fear that it might. The Kitsutsuki taking a little bit of damage, but that's okay. It is tough, reasonably. We've armed it fairly nicely in order to be able to handle all this. And incoming fire onto the Tombow managing to avoid all of that as well. A lovely amount of display of just toughness all around. I love the fact that we're jamming them so badly that their long-range fire is completely useless. We should be able to collapse on this Griffin now. I'm going to attempt to have the Hachi take care of it. We'll also be testing the long range of that AMS at this point. Death Crusades, Tombow will not involve just yet. The Wolverine, on the other hand, we can start maneuvering to try and engage somebody else. I think I want to take out that light sniper turret, but I'm not sure. Oh, that cluster turret ought to be important as well. But then again, let's test to see the real range of that secondary AMS. Fire! Okay, it's already in range of us, so it's a bit of a problem.
What's up, Commander?
How much armor do you have? You have a decent amount, but I'm going to start pushing my influence towards the... whatever this thing, the Pirate Ignis is.
Locking in.
Missing pretty much everything, but we did manage to tag it for future shooting at... now we're going to see if we can actually manage to kill this guy using all of our SRMs.
Go.
Okay, it looks like he managed to shoot down one of them, which there is that going for him. So even from here, we are within range, which is unfortunate. And it does also mean that I'm going to have to invest far more firepower into that guy than I otherwise want to. Let's see if we can't deal with, however, the Pirate Ignis, and we're going to ramp this sucker up to not full power. 5 shots, though.
Firing all weapons.
Some penetrating hits and some good fire. How did the Kitsutsuki's barrels handle that? He has been just blazing away at rapid fire this entire time, and I'm loving it. Coach in the Usagi should actually take a fairly decent shot at the Griffin, I feel, just because we have him mostly on the run. Also, we'll keep him somewhat protected from incoming fire. We are on the right side to cause enough damage to him. Hey, his sensors are impaired, and that is, you know, whatever we're getting done from that. The Shade Hawk, I'm tempted to shoot at both targets, although we are probably too close in order to actually use the Gauss rifle at him, 44%, as opposed to the 64.3 fire at him. Missed rather badly, although we do know that we didn't hit one of our friendlies, so there's that working for us. I do want to deal with this Griffin, though, sooner rather than later, because he's starting to become a bit of a problem. His missiles have critted themselves, which means they're going to be less accurate. However, they're LRMs in melee combat anyway, so they're not exactly going to be accurate. Should be able to deal with the Vedette this turn with no problems. I'm not sure if the Burner Boy can shoot down a helicopter with his flamers, but I would like to get him in close to all these buildings. The problem is all of these approaches are covered. How?
Commander.
I want you to go kill me a Vedette. How's his armor? His armor and back is vulnerable. So that's where exactly you'll go. Slide in behind him and activate the MMLs. We'll just see if we're being covered by AMS. We are not. So that's handled. Vedette taken care of. That's another one off the mark. The base garrison is down by 75%, and one of the supporting lances has lost 1 unit. Reinforcements have arrived, so that does mean we are still facing 3, 4, 8 units. So 8 on 8 seems to be reasonably fair, plus their turrets, though, so it's a little bit less than fair. However, I think we've got a little bit of a tonnage edge. Incoming machine gun fire on the Usagi coming from a Gila chopper right nearby. We will... Oh, it's a Ripper. A Ripper with a machine gun?
Receiving you.
Who created a Ripper with a machine gun? I get the feeling this is bad. Hi, I'm taking a huge risk trying this. Flamers can't shoot air targets. Oh, God.
Engaging.
What a way to learn that. We are now exposed to everybody. So there's that. Let's go find out if we're about to get absolutely shot at, because he's only got his own electronic countermeasure to rely on at the moment, and that's less than great. So yeah, we're gonna have to move up here to support him as best as we can using the gladiator. Probably use that to shoot him down. But we are under fire from at least 2, if not 3 different turret guns. But most of the enemy actual mobile forces are down here to the south with the rest of the main force here, including the urban lance. We've got a brigand in the distance. It's a 30-ton mech. It's fairly solid. It's got a lot of sort of accurate laser weapons. We used one to great effect in our previous campaign early on, until I think we had to dismantle it for other things. Or did we have it for this campaign? No. Did we? A brigand? I don't know. Griffin going for the punch. Managing to connect with the Shadehawk. Oh, that's painful. But at least he's not firing all of his weapons this time. Although the 50 damage to the back is not particularly fun to have to deal with because... Oh, it hit his leg. Still not fun, but reasonable at this point. We do need to use that gas rifle to kill everybody. Incoming fire in some way? Not really? No, they're thinking about it. They're planning to bring more incoming fire our way. I like just the little night lighting on this. It's still kind of annoying to have all the glowingness, but at least it's not laser beams because it was ballistic AMS. So on to phase 11 as the mini considers his opportunities and his difficulties. So we've got 2 helicopters coming in from the lower right as well as the Raven. And the turrets now shooting in. The clusters are starting to get some decent accuracy on in because we are so clustered up. Hachi also getting shot at several times but not able to connect at all with this mech. So our ECM is still providing a useful assistance as to keeping ourselves somewhat under control and under cover. What do you got? Nothing is what he's got. Death Crusade. Time to bring the Tombo on into the fight again. I kind of want to just keep hunting this thing down because I think we've got a decent chance of killing the Ignis soon. I could shoot at the dual gun. Remove the AMS from the equation entirely. No, that one doesn't have AMS. So shoot at the Ignis, get a little bit more fire onto it, reducing its armor even more. We will have it taken out soon-ish. That's the goal anyway. Brigand coming along in a little bit faster. He did have to run over some geothermal, so that is going to slow him down a little bit. Isagi, Wolverine, and the Burner Boy. The Burner Boy, of course, is now worthless in this fight over there, so he's going to sprint on over here. Unfortunately, I don't think he can actually get within range. Jump. Yeah, the jump will get him a little bit closer.
Firing jump jet.
So he's probably going to hop over this in the next turn and be able to provide true support from long range. The Wolverine needs to kill somebody, so... the Ignis not in line of sight. Interesting. Sprint. Let's get the Ignis in line of sight. I want this thing dead. It's got too much fire support capability for me to want to keep it alive. It is also in relatively good condition. There we go. Got a good critical on through, and that's torn apart. Hey, there, we hit the turret. So the Ignis is taken care of. That's another 25% off the enemy strength of their lance. And I will pull back. Yes, definitely, absolutely. We'll pull back in order to engage this Griffin, hopefully from longer range that the AMS can cover him from. And the AMS still providing useful fire support, even though, yeah, shot down 2 of the missiles so far. Coach in the Usagi, how much defense do you have left? You are just tankily surviving everything I can throw at you. Your punch is 18, so your blast with the PPC is still more useful to me than attempting to actually duel in other ways. So we will sprint the Usagi just a little bit, just in order to get him the right angle to engage from. This will be the left side, which is what we want, because that's where he's vulnerable. And we'll fire.
Here we go.
And miss by 24%. Not exactly great. I believe that was the highest chance we could have missed by. But hey, we will overcome as usual. The Kitsutsuki is not exactly good at really neither of these 2 mechs. Neither the Kitsutsuki nor the Shadehawk are particularly good at close range combat against that Griffin, so we may not be able to deal with him this round. Ow. Lots of ow on that one. Oh my god. So the Shade just got totally lit up, and he blew up his LRM in order to do that. So he managed to take quite a bit of fire off on the back of our armor, but in exchange he lost his LRM entirely, which leaves him very exposed. Paladin in the Shadehawk. Time to pressure who? Because we've taken care of some of that turret, but not all of it just yet. Can I jump? I think jumping might be the good plan in this one. We'll jump, turn around, give him a shot into his back. 64% unfortunately, but that'll core him out. So the Shadehawk still doing its job quite nicely. It does, the Blackwell Gauss rifle that he's currently equipped with can jam. It's got a 15% chance mitigated by gunnery, but it also has a +1 accuracy, -1 evasion, which is one of the reasons why I ended up using it instead of, a more traditional MML. We are, of course, going to come over this ridge to engage that Ripper, and fairly decent accuracy on the PPCs. And tore it out of space. Lovely. Although I think it shot down all of the missiles. Alright, that's the entirety of the supporting lands destroyed. It is now 5 plus turrets versus 8. Although there are 3 turrets, so it is 8 versus 8 at the moment. And the supporting lance has been completely untouched and is feeling fine. Incoming fire on the Wolverine. Dropping all over the place, but not able to connect unless it was, once again, Thunders, which would be a problem. Thunders dropping mines. Mines we have to walk through. That becomes a lot of pain. Finn in the Kitsutsuki. How would you like to do some anti-aircraft jobs? Let's go see how well he can do anti-aircraft. Not great.
Firing full complement on the enemy.
Okay, did not connect, unfortunately. So that is not... No, it's not going to work out so well. You didn't jam your gun, did you? It's a very important thing that we ask ourselves. Ferret helicopter or tank? Yeah, the Kitsutsuki did not jam his gun, so he's still feeling fine. If the Ripper doesn't move all that quickly, we should have a fairly decent time of just blitzing him. Firing a whole bunch of fire into the ground on us. Some sort of inferno round, perhaps? Not entirely sure. It doesn't really matter. The Kitsutsuki can't generate heat anyway. It's one of the beauties of this design. It is supposed to be one of the better fire support mechs. It's really, there is an urban mech that is normally equipped with a Rack 2 on it. And basically, we took the idea of that in order to go full ham with it. Missed by 1% with that autocannon. Although, if I remember correctly, a warrior with an autocannon is an AC2. So also a little bit of light fire coming in towards the Usagi, but again, we are providing enough electronic countermeasure to protect most of it. Tombo didn't have as much protection going on to him and was vulnerable to that one. However, we are now going to basically mob that last location. The Kitsutsuki, can you kill? You have a 38 and 29. Still ramping up to 5, I think. We'll just keep it blazing. Hey, we got some structure exposed on that one. So we will fall him back just a wee bit.
Coordinates received.
Keep him still facing towards the enemy so they know that we mean business. But yeah, we managed to expose the armor off the Ripper on that one, which will hopefully allow us to destroy it this round. I have some hope, not a whole ton, but a little bit. We should also maybe be able to get to the Burner Boy in range to light this dual gun on fire in the coming round. The Brigand flying on into combat. It is, of course, a mini Grasshopper. We did have a Brigand because we had a mini Grasshopper at the beginning of this, and they got punched by a Hollander too, wasn't it? I think that's how that worked. Howl. You've already dealt with your problems, so really you just have a trip to make. I did give Howl the ability that allows her to now run 10% faster, which will help out considerably with actually getting her into the fight. The Usagi can try and shoot down the Helichopper. Yeah, take a shot. That missed entirely. Missed by 20%, but it looked like it was entirely.
You gotta be shitting me. That should have hit.
Hey, watch your language. So we are going to shift on forward. Nothing too dramatic or drastic just yet. It is still a vulnerable item. It's not super fast at the moment, and if we can shoot it down, that'll allow us to get a little bit more control. The Kitsutsuki taking a little bit of long-range missile fire, but not able to connect on us, which is lovely. So he will still be maneuverable and aggressive. Paradox, Mockingbird.
Commander?
Mockingbird, do you have a target from here? You do not. You need to probably move ever so slightly. Oh, you're just facing in the wrong direction. I will shift on over here.
Rolling.
Target you with all the missiles. Assuming, of course, the AMS doesn't get in the way, which it did. That AMS probably saved this Ripper. We had a perfect shot on it. Death Crusade in the Tonbo. Death Crusade could actually engage this guy pretty effectively. So could the Wolverine. 40% or... It's got a single HVAC 5 and an LB 5. Set the cluster mode, of course. Has a lot of armor. But I think... Yeah, we'll shoot at this. And the AMS already is somewhat offline, allowing us to be a little bit more aggressive on this. I'm going to shift on over here to weaken this thing even more. Not you, but you. A little bit of drilling going on. Almost wiped his armor completely out. That's going to be lovely. In fact, the Shadehawk might be able to take him down, although the Shadehawk is not good at knocking out turrets. Turrets have a huge amount of structure, which Shade is very good. Well, the Shadehawk. Sorry, it's not Shade.
Now it's
He is very good at wiping out single targets that don't have a lot of structure, like the Ripper.
one less vehicle.
Alright, so we're down to 4 mobiles and 3 turrets, so that is currently working for us. And we're going to slip ourselves into cover. The Shadehawk is probably going to end up wiping out most of the things. Let's get the Burner Boy ready to jump, and I can jump right on into the water. Lovely, or at least the ice. And this, I anticipate that this will be lovely. Fire! Was that 108 damage we just dealt with one flamer? That was beautiful. So we don't have to deal with turrets anymore because he's now in the fight. The Burner Boy will engage the rest of the turrets, and everybody else will kill everybody else. Jester needs extra tactics so he can operate sooner in the round, I think. Because that was too good. That was just too good. He just shot up and just completely annihilated it. It's beautiful. Turrets are not particularly maneuverable either, so we should be able to keep the aggression up as fast as we can. On to phase 11, we're down to 2 turrets, so we only have to deal with the light sniper turret, which so far has only fired a single AC-2 every single round, as well as our unknown rifle position over here, which has been shooting everything down, much to my chagrin. The Tombo taking an unfortunate amount of damage, actually, from whatever you are, the ferret. Right. A little light fire coming over towards the burner boy, also being accurate, so he has pulse lasers, and a lot of them. Not something we really want to deal with too often. Are you a VTOL? I can't imagine you're a VTOL that moves so slowly. Whole bunch of shots coming toward the Hachi, not able to connect, but then again, the range is long, and again, missed by 1% by the sniper turret, so it ain't doing such a great job sniping. I would like to knock this turret out before I have to deal with him. Do you just have a target here? You do. The ferret, oh, the accuracy on this ferret is beautiful. Fire everything. You didn't drill as well as I wanted you to, but you still drilled, so I'm going to slip on over here. We have taken a fairly significant amount of damage to our armor, which we don't want to have to deal with. Paradox in the Wolverine is probably just going to stand still. I know it seems a bit painful because he is going to get shot at fairly painfully, but it allows us to be a little bit extra aggressive. Shot down all of his missiles. He's basically out, I believe, at this point.
I'm ready.
Alright, the Shade Hawk needs to get involved on this one. The Shade Hawk actually might be able to shoot down a Hela chopper. Actually, can you see the ferret? You cannot. Okay, let's move. Let's just shift our focus a little bit so that we can see the... Oh, that's beautiful. And knocked out of the sky. Oh, the Shade Hawk is actually proving to be quite useful, I think. Single large gas rifle does good job penetrating through the armor, especially with the additional accuracies against flying targets. The breaching shot targeting computer means he's always doing maximum damage because he's only got one gun anyway. I think it'll be a fairly solid combination of weapons. I was a little bit worried about it because I didn't know if I had enough weapons on the mech, because a single shot, you better make sure that single shot means something. Howl, are you almost in this fight yet? Howl has a trip to make. Quite the large... Ooh, she may have a very large trip to make. We're going to fire at the rifle position. Twin snub-nose PPC. Able to connect 2 times. That will mess with its accuracy. Not that the accuracy is all that important, if I'm completely honest. The Usagi can start to move forward once again and hopefully start to get involved in engaging people. We're going to sprint along so we can get a shot on that ferret. I don't think the ferret's exposed just yet, but a little bit of fire might not hurt. And we might deal some damage to the actual fortress itself, which makes us look extra cool. The Mockingbird. Time to come forward. Actually, no, I don't want to use you just yet because you won't be able to get any shots through. What I need is the Burner Boy to go first, because the Burner Boy will get shots through, and it will be lovely. Can you get a shot at anybody? Is there a reason why I'm... Oh, your gun's jammed. Oh, so we did jam it. Okay. Get that pace moving forward. We'll get this gun all situated and sorted. I believe I need to just spend a round chilling with it. But however, we have more important matters right now. So we're going to rush on over here. We're going to take aim with our flamethrowers. Hi. You're basically a full health rifle position. Let's see how you handle. Oh, it's beautiful in everything. It's better than I imagined. It is literally better than I ever imagined it would be. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's go engage him now that we are weapons free on missiles. So she's finally able to just engage whoever she wants now, because we have finally taken care of the AMS. The fact that the AMS totally shuts down the Hachi is really kind of painful. It makes me really want to put MML-10s on there just in order to really flood the enemy with fire. If we did that, I'm not sure where I'm going to find sufficient tonnage in order to add the other weapon systems, or at least ammunition that she's going to need in order to actually get the job done moving forward. But we'll find out. We're going to hop to it and do nothing. I gotta say, I don't think that's a winning strategy. If I'm completely honest, I think that was a mistake. But yeah, the Bird Boy has absolutely found his way into the lance 100%. That is a solid design. The only thing more I can do to him, basically, is to give him a little bit more ability in aggressive speed. He does also need a Clan XL to keep him from exploding, because he's quite vulnerable. Ferret is zipping far long distance. He does not want to get engaged. He's going to open fire with a single cannon. Not connected with the Burner Boy, but that's okay. The Burner Boy is coming for the last turret, and you ain't got to stop him. And Mockingbird, let's go find out what happens when we set this sucker. 2 dead fires, 50% accuracy fire. Wait, who's got an AMS? Somebody's got an AMS. Can't be the Raven, can it? Well, it's a bit of a problem, no matter what it is, so we're going to fall back a little bit. Finn, looks like we have not cleared that gun, but that's fine. You're going to walk up into here, and then you're going to see if you can't clear that jam. Did you clear the jam? No, you didn't. Or at least it doesn't seem like you didn't. Yeah, the gun's still broken. We will fix it eventually. The Wolverine, however, can start to engage the beholden.
Move order received.
And that's really good accuracy, but that's the target. Yeah, so somebody's still shooting things down with their AMS, which is not okay. 5 of 5 shot down by AMS. You should be shooting missiles in groups of 6. How is that working? The Tabo, however, will also start to put the pressure on. Get right up close and personal, not with you, but with you, and drill. Well, not drilling as well as I'd like, but hey, we've got the pressure on.
Waiting for orders.
Howl is probably a ways in, but not the Shadehawk. I want...
Orders?
Who is trying? Oh, it's Chester. Still working our way around. Unfortunately, don't seem to have a target. There we go, we have a target. Target me. The farthest target is Brigand at a 12% chance. Yeah, not worth it. Fire at the building.
Target quiet.
Alright, we have started to damage the structures. It's not super important, but it will help out in the long run. We will also start to get up close personal and engage the Brigand.
All weapons. Go.
We missed. Unfortunate, because I kind of wanted to make it so that he wasn't going to be accurate anymore. Not sure what he's going to do in the future. Paladin. The Shadehawk can be utilized to support operations over here. So we're going to cover the Hachi with our penetrating Gauss rifle. So I managed to cut right through the armor on that one, which is always fun. Much more structure damage. And yeah, his side torso is exposed. Most Ravens, you do not have an AMS, so it's got to be coming either from the ferret or the light turret chassis. We'll find out soon. Oh, proto laser AMS in overload mode. Interesting. The Brigand flying way out. Jester, as much as we want to kill that light sniper turret, I'm going to see if you deal all that hundreds of bonus damage. I'm going to shift ever so slightly. I'm going to see if you deal those hundreds of bonus damages to a vehicle or to the light turret chassis. It's only got a single AC2. I don't care. Give me the shot on the. Thank you.
Acknowledge.
Accuracy is not high. Oh, but it just ripped it apart.
Reporting. Vehicle.
That's gorgeous. He'll be able to take out the turret next round. The turret does not have an AMS, so we've now officially dealt with all the AMS on the field. So there had been 2 turrets that work with AMS, as well as a single vehicle with a proto AMS, which has now been taken down. The Raven is going to shift off over to the side. Not moving as fast as I kind of figured. Ooh, that was a good angle to engage from. Got a lot of damage on the Shadehawk, especially on that.
Just embarrassing yourself.
Oh, that was a point-blank range shot. Bird Boy getting shot at, not able to connect because he's just too gosh darn evasive. Death Crusade?
Good to go.
Or Paradox? Paradox. Actually, no, Death Crusade has a tag. So we're going to see if we can't lay a tag down to see if we can't target the Brigand. Not great accuracy, but hey. Did we hit him with a tag? I don't think we did, but we did hit him with a medium laser, which was more than a little amusing to me. He is attempting to jump around and be extra evasive. We need to basically shut that down before it can do too much. We could try and just wipe out the entirety of the base, but the point is that we still need to actually, wipe out the entire additional forces. We're already kind of committed to that. Brigand, bad accuracy, fire. Okay, so we got to fire an entire group of missiles and not a single one connected. But we'll work on that. Eventually, maybe the Kitsutsuki will be able to fire. Hey, the Burner Boy is ready to go. Hi.
Locking in all.
So this will be the last of the turrets. Completely wiped out. We no longer have to deal with any of their defenses, which is a cash bonus. This is why I actually took this mission totally for cash instead of for stuff, which I'm feeling pretty good about now because none of these mechs were really all that good.
Commander.
I mean, there's some interesting AMSs, and we might have been able to resolve that particular problem, but no, seriously, it wasn't all that good. I'm going to reserve you because I think you can't melee because you can't see.
Yup.
I'm going to see if we can't rectify that problem. Jump on over here. And ECM protected. Hello, 28%.
Locking off. All
Missed
weapons.
by -1%. We keep missing by inverted numbers. I have been told that -1, is just a rounding error, but come on, that was -4 we've run into before as well. That's becoming a little bit of a problem, isn't it? Sensors tell us that your left side is the side that is incredibly vulnerable and likely to get you killed. Unfortunately, your left side is also the side where the enemy has you best protected. However, I can position like so, and that'll be an 85% chance to hit, which maintains... Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Shoot!
See how you like this.
Apparently, I went to my left instead of his left. That's okay. Howl!
Ready for orders.
Are you... Howl has a very long way to go. Because... Ooh, Howl may not be able to get there through this direction. Interesting. Shoot at the buildings, I guess. The one you were flattening?
Roger that.
Shoot at that one. Alright, sensors impaired and damaged. I mean, I don't know how much it matters that we have managed to impair the sensors of a building, but it looks like the only way Howl's getting back to this fight is running through the same path that the Burner Boy took, although the Burner Boy flew through that pass, and we can't. A little bit of a problem. Raven's gonna get up close and punch. Shoot. It's gonna shoot everything. Oh, there's just so much fire into the Shadehawk. Please stop doing that. There happens to be a Gauss rifle that can explode in that arm. I don't want to lose it. The Mockingbird, however, will now take advantage of the fact that you have revealed yourself to me. I am on your left side now with dead fire ammunition. I didn't somehow manage to explode your XL engine, though, which is a little bit surprising to me. Oh, survived by 6 damage. A single missile would have taken out his side torso if it hadn't scattered to another location. How disappointing. We'll have you dealt with soon, don't worry. I'll deal with you next. The Brigand still needs to move, and the Brigand is going to run like a pansy. I may try and chase him down with the burner boy. Kitsutsuki is still a little bit busted, so he's not going to be able to get into that. He's being protected and braced. And the Rack 2's unjammed. He gets to have the fun again. The Hachi is going to see if she can't finish the job. There we go. So we have now dealt with the Raven. We didn't take this one for salvage, darling. Sorry, but it's not going to happen. Bounce on over here. Oh, it looks like she actually has the proper SRMs now, which is good. I mean, it kind of bugged me that she didn't in the past. Move on forward a little bit. Give the Brigand some love. Hey, we did actually manage to connect with 2 missiles, so that's lovely.
Waiting for orders.
You didn't have to shoot any of your friends in the face, did you? The Shadehawk will now come screeching on forward. Should have gotten a little bit closer, but hey, 32. Missed by 39%, which is a fairly significant number. I don't know if the Burner Boy can actually get there, but we're going to certainly give it a shot. We're going to run on over after him. We are actually in the close range bracket for our PPZ, and missed with that one as well. Oh, he's just going to make my life difficult. Death Crusade. If I just throw enough firepower at him, he has to die, right? Those are the rules.
I'm good.
So some long-range medium laser fire. Not able to connect at all, unfortunately. So the Brigand, very evasive, very defensive, aggressive? I'm not entirely sure which, but he's very something. But maybe we can stop him from being very anything. Hi. The accuracy ain't great, but you know what? I can hit for a lot of heat. Only 12 heat, actually. But hey, we got things started, and that's the important bit. I think I can just rapid fire at you to see if we can't get some damage done here. 30%. I think you shot the Burner Boy twice.
Barely hit, Commander.
Yeah, you definitely shot the Burner Boy twice. That's okay. It's getting towards the end of the battle, although we don't want to take too much damage. After all, we do have to fix the armor damage in the end. So we just need to take care of the single Brigand, and then we'll have everything taken care of. So what is he going to do? How is he going to fight? Is he just going to flee? He's going to move into the back and shoot? With his own flamers. 29 heat. That was impressive, buddy. Howl's on wrecking duty at this point. She doesn't have a target, but there's no way she's getting anywhere near the enemy anytime soon. So Howl, just stand out on the ice and start flattening buildings. Hey, we got one of the buildings destroyed, I think. Or at least came close. Paradox in the Wolverine can maneuver to a position where he can get a side angle shot at fairly decently close range. There we go. Right arm destroyed. We have fire fists and a full-on knockdown, so we did actually blow off the leg. So good job on that. So now we can just finish him off. He's basically dead.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so it was really, really cute. I was super impressed by what you did, but try this on for size. 92 heat. You thought you had fire under control. You did not.
Acknowledged.
Take the headshots.
Pressing all the buttons.
XL crit, okay. I'm a bit surprised that your XL engine hasn't exploded yet, but the Usagi might be able to actually handle that one. So slip on over here, take aim. Oh, your center torso's almost exploded. Yeah, fire center torso. Sensors impaired. Reductions have been dealt all around. Death Crusade in the Tunbo can rush on around over here. He'll be able to get a fairly decent shot as well. We'll just see if we can't core him out. And there we go. The last of the enemy reinforcements has been defeated. It is now just us and the buildings. Did I mention we're really good at knocking out buildings? Do you have a target shot on anything? Is this just a matter if you don't see the building? She doesn't see the building. She can't see the building in the distance, so the sensors do not allow for it. Alright, the Kitsutsuki can now actually maneuver to try and shoot down those buildings. And we'll set up right here. Although we may be too close. Yeah, we're too close.
I copy.
It still worked. It still worked. I like this gun. I do. It's probably not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a fun gun is what it is.
Full speed
You got a target? You don't have a target. Okay, so we just need to find the military building somewhere around here. Paradox can get his Wolverine on in somewhat close. We'll get a different angle on things. And we've located several more buildings. And flattened some more. We are down to, what, 2 more buildings left to go?
All day.
Yeah, but we would prefer not to. Let's get this thing all wrapped up, and the Kitsutsuki is in a great position to do exactly that. Target, and just blaze away. So knocking down another one, down to 3 or 4. One more target to be destroyed, and we'll have this all things sorted out. Let's bring the Burner Boy in. We have done so much with him. He has proven to be an excellent mech to take care of turrets. Now let's see if he can take care of buildings. Like this one up there. Oh yeah. Lots of fire to do all the goodness. I'm very happy with the Burner Boy. I was not sold on it. I was not sold on the Burner Boy. I was not sold on the Shadehawk until today, and now we have been absolutely sold on them. You can mark me down for 20. Or maybe not that many. After all, I don't want to lose I don't want them to lose the value by having too many on the market. So a fairly decent job, and should be a lot of money. That was the goal. Yes, we got a payment increase of 25 by 10 by 10. So 45% payment increase gave us 1.420 million Siebels, which will put us very comfortably back in a good position. No penetrating hits, no pilot injuries, although the Usagi does have a jammed gun, which will require 2 days and 2,000 Siebels at least to repair. We also got a pair of small lasers, so there's that. Yeah, the 3 Griffin parts. That was actually the same Griffin as the parts we have for. So a little bit disappointing. We would have gotten a 55-ton Griffin, which would have been nice, but we needed the money. And there is a 2-skull battle mission for 3 of 13 that I want to take next time, which will hopefully be a lot of fun. Oh, I have my fingers crossed so much. Hoping around is good stuff because it's going to be a 2-skull mission, but this will wait until after the Shadowhawk is ready to rock and roll, because the Shadowhawk needs a little bit of tender love and care and total redesign. We unfortunately lost our Risk MML-15, which means this mech needs to be rebuilt. And it's probably honestly going to be rebuilt along the lines of being a Gauss rifle carrier, just because I think that might work out pretty nicely. I kind of avoided putting Gauss rifles on that mech purely because the mount was in the shoulder instead of in the hands, which reduces accuracy a fair amount. But we'll find out what's going on in the near future. 51,000 for the next 13 days. That is perfectly fine, because you'll also notice we're feeling quite happy with the current setup over here. As soon as you clear so I can see. Yes, we need 931,000. We're at 2 million, which is pretty solid. We're currently working on improved automation. You may have noticed the Argo looks absolutely beautiful in stunning bone white, aside, of course, from the habitation pods, which we're currently working on. But the rest of the structure is actually doing pretty great. Not the star map. Sorry, Sumi, I don't actually want to leave just yet. We have moved fairly far north. But more importantly is the ship upgrades. As we come on over here, you will notice that we have maximized the structure repair upgrades. All we need to work on now are storage space pods, which this will help out a little bit. We do need beta pod in order to get that one. Beta pod is not taken. We are currently working on the upgrade, which will allow us to repair Mech Bay 3 at maximum power, which we picked up. We'll be getting power systems at some point in the near future, and then we will probably get machine shop in order to get the additional tech point. That'll basically lock us down for repair refit, and then we need to start working on the modules. I may grab high capacity power conduits first, just because it gives us the +2 tech points, but after that we do need to move into beta pod, which is, as you can see, quite expensive. So we'll probably be taking another mission for Kish. I am going to do a quick stop by of the faction shop, if there is still a faction shop to be had here. There is. Okay, lovely. Because it's been requested several times. So we drop over here. Oh, there's Owen's parts. There's 5 Owen's parts. Oh no, it's an Ostport, not an Owens. That is a fairly significantly different mech. Also, a Scarecrow, which I have a part to. Maybe this is in the other campaign. But that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely have a part to this. There's 6 of them. Unfortunately, it's 1 million Siebels each part. I don't have enough to fully build it because I have like 3 parts. Alright, so if we look through on the stiff, there is a rotary AP large bore Gauss rifle. What? Anti-personal large bore Gauss rifles have a select fire of 1 to 4 shots with increased heat and recoil. Apparently generates 30 heat. Oh my god. What is this thing? Ammunition Gauss, I'm not particularly fussed. I have 4 tons of it. I also have several doubles. What I am currently in the market for, though, is heavy Gauss rifle ammo, which I have a heavy Gauss rifle, which we bought from the faction shop, but I don't actually have the weapons to use it, or the ammunition to use it. Medium-proofed heavy lasers are fairly nice. They tend to explode, though, if they explode, so try to avoid that. A little bit too expensive for what we're currently looking into. The missiles, 18... Oh, come on. That's not even fair. That's amazing. How can I afford this? It's not going to be here next time. Oh, no. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, these are a little bit too expensive to buy, at least for us. Nothing in the support weapon category. Jumps. Exo clans, which are also amazing to buy. Oh, and a BC missile. Right. What can I sell? Because that's really, really, really good. An MML 20 is 6 tons. That is stupidly powerful. And we could put that in the Shadowhawk, and that would make it even better. I have an advanced AMS. I don't have the ammunition for it. Can't find the bloody stuff. It's really frustrating, actually. As you can see, we picked up a heavy gas rifle, which we bought from the shop, so I'm not selling it. It cost me like 500,000 Seabills. Or 800,000 Seabills? It was expensive. I also have a pair of normal gas rifles. We still have one more Blackwell gas rifle, because the last time we picked up a pair of these, and the clan gas rifle, which I'm saving for somebody. This isn't going to get me there. None of this will get me there. We need to sell big, heavy, expensive things, like fusion cores. Or an XL engine? That'll get me part of the way there. That will get me part of the way there. So hard to come by, though. I can't sell that. I want to, but I can't. So we won't do that. None of this is going to get me cash quickly. I mean, a whole bunch of it at little bits at a time might get us there. Absolutely keeping patriotism, no way. Spiked Fist. I could get rid of it, but I'm kind of saving, hopefully, for a melee mech, and that's not going to happen. Let's go check our bays, and you'll also be able to see how badly I pared down what we currently are sitting on top of in the bays. Yeah, this is all the mechs that we decided to keep. I had to sell them all to keep the company running. But we still have the Super Catapult, the Nova, which I'm 1 part away from, the Griffin, which, 2 parts away from, the Orion, which we're 1 part away from, and then I have all of our Urban mech parts because if we get lucky, hey, there's the Warhound that we have, so the SCR. So the Scarecrow or whatever it is. So we've only got the 1 part of that. I was keeping it because it's a 55-ton clan mech. Well, actually, no, it's a 55-ton sort of clan risk mech, which I was sort of hoping will be something really cool, but I'm not sure what. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to suck it up and not get it, because I can't run a mission in 6 days. Still don't think I can. Can I? No. No, there's... Well, maybe. We will find out. Because it's 2 days on most of my things, but I repair 3 mechs at a time. Although not at full speed. Let's find out. We're gonna hang with this for just a couple more minutes. 1, 2. I'll buy the pilot a drink. I don't know why Archangel gets his own event. Can somebody explain this to me in the comments? Because he seems to be special and I don't know why. 1 more day. Argo automation complete. We are 1 day away from having to do something. The Burner Boy and the Hachi are going to be done by then. The Shadehawk needed a lot more time, probably because of the ferrofibrous armor. Okay, that's the Hachi and the Burner Boy. I will not be able to field... So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I can do it. I can field an entire lance. And if I go to the command center for the content... Oh, we might do this. We might actually do this. Cease and desist is destroy base on a tundra. It's 2 skulls. Alright, test drive. With a Night Star. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. If I turn this around and immediately do a cease and desist, it'll give me another 1,000,000 Seabills and I can afford 1 of the missile launchers. We're gonna do it. In fact, we're gonna buy 2. Take me to the store. We're going to bet it all on yellow, because we're going to work for the Davians on this one. So, give me that faction shop. I hope they didn't go away. And buy me 2 of these risk MMLs. If this doesn't work, our company goes hits up. So it better work. Well, that's going to have to wait until next time to find out if the company survives or not so that we could get our hands on that risk gear. I've been Turek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.